Hi, hello. Can you hear me, Mr. Smith? I'm not sure you can. I think you and I are the only people here, primarily because I don't tell people about my lives early enough. I really need to get on it and figure out like that people need notice. And I have posted it on my community post, but I'm not sure anyone's seen it because I literally posted it a few minutes ago. And I chucked it onto some chats as well so that people might know. But I don't mind. I mean, obviously everyone's busy, so with the live, I don't have to edit. I don't have to worry about using up space on my phone and stuff. So for me, it's easier. And once it's been published on YouTube, anyone can watch it at any time because it's up as a video, so it doesn't really matter for me. But yeah, I know some people are kind of disappointed because I have a friend who lives in Australia who said that she wishes she knew in advance and it was at a time that was not like 3 a.m. for them. It's quite hard to keep everyone around the world happy with the time differences and time zones as well. But I'm doing it at a different time today, a lot earlier than normal, just so that if people are at the other end of the world and they want to catch one, then they can. Anyway, so I wonder if you can see. Let me just double check you can see everything. Hi, Sada. How are you doing? I hope you're all right. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it is unpredictable. My other device isn't working, will not. Wi-Fi not there. Oh, sorry about that. I hope you're doing good and you're having a good day so far, both of you. I know it's Sunday, so I know you're not supposed to be working, are you, Mr. Smith? I hope you're not working. But if anything like me, you probably have done some work today, hopefully not. Okay, so I've got this window of opportunity, which is rare on a weekend, where my daughter's at language class, and yeah, my other half was super busy really today with stuff and grocery shopping. So I had to take care of Sarah, who's at home, but he's got her for a few minutes. So I'm just going to get this done now because I know I won't be able to later when both of them are home. So let's get on with it. So what have I got here today? Okay, the plan is this is part 3 of 3. So there was a 3-part live series where I'm combining texture art with fluid pouring or acrylic pouring, paint pouring, fluid art, whatever you want to call it. And in the first live I did the texture paste. The second live I did the pour background, and you can see how well it's dried actually. It's gorgeous. So look at that background and how that's turned out. I'm super impressed with it. I wasn't too certain about how it was going to turn out, but to be honest, I'm impressed. Let me pop the light on for you because I think it might be a bit dark in here. Oh, okay, is that better? Hopefully that's a bit better. Hang on, I've got a control here which changes this. I've got this lovely lighting in here now, and I can turn it to white lighting so you can actually see it in more natural colours. Is that better or not? I don't know. 20%, 50%, maybe too bright. So I don't want too much glare. It's quite tricky getting all these different things to work properly. So hopefully you can see this. So you've been out drinking coffee and walking. That sounds great. Yeah, I had a lovely big cup of coffee this morning. It was the best. Okay. Okay, cool. So, what's the plan today? Today, I'm going to embellish this. Okay, so what I mean by that is obviously the background's done, the texture's done, perfect, super happy with it so far. What I want to do is I want to decide what to do with this butterfly that kind of inlays in between all of the lines here that we've got, the texture lines. So there's some flowers, as you can see, some leaves. So my plan today, kind of an ad hoc plan, is to pour into these segments and see if that works. Now, but my paint's pretty thick. I might have to thin it down. I'm also going to decide what kind of different embellishments I want to add to it. And I want to go through what I have here with you, show you some beautiful things that I have in my craft box. So I have these, and I want to actually, it would be nice if you could decide as well. Maybe you can agree with my ideas of what to do. But these are beautiful shell shards, I think they are. I might be wrong. Correct me on the comments if I'm wrong. But shell shards, which are really, really pretty. I'm trying to show it up to you in the light. So yeah, you can see, I hope you can focus on that. So you can see how beautiful they look. They're very, very delicate, very thin. Okay, I'd have to break them up. They're quite big, these pieces. So I may not use that. But if you look at the colours on these, the purple, the green, the gold, it literally is perfect for this pour. Like if you look at the pour and you look at these colours, isn't that like literally identical? They're gorgeous. It would be great to crush them up and pop them in there maybe. But you've got the same colours in those as we have in the background. And when I embellish anything, is one rule I always follow. I usually make sure the foreground is not too similar to the background. We don't want complete blending, but what we want to do to make it look right, as if you haven't just smacked on something completely different onto a background, is to have some of the colours in the background visible in the foreground as well. So obviously the foreground is the butterfly, that's an object in this painting, and we've got the surrounding area. So I don't tend to bring all of the colours in. I tend to maybe pick one or two of the colours in the background to ensure that they're reflected in the foreground, so it ties the whole thing together in terms of composition. So I'm going to show you a few other things. So that was really perfect in terms of colours. We've got lots of other things. We've got these. My daughter actually wants me to use these, but I'm not sure I want to. They are pretty. I'll just show you what they are. So they're that kind of like cut up decorations of some sort, and they're very thin and flimsy. So this bag of this, and there's another bag of a blue set. I'll just get that. Yeah, so we've got another bag. This is reflective, and it does catch the light. Particularly this one, and reflects lots of the different colours that you see in the background as well. You can see greens, the pinky, kind of purple, even kind of blues in there, really. So that's quite nice. She didn't want me to use this, so I'm not sure I will. I'll pop those over there. Let me know what you think as well. Hi, Ronak, how are you doing? Ronak's Drawing and Scenery is here. And Simply Nanette is here. Hi, happy Sunday, lovely. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just embellishing, or planning on embellishing this. And then we've got these. And these are kind of rounded off glass. I think they're glass. Yeah, glass. Kind of pebbly things. I'm not sure what they're called. But you can get them on Temu, Amazon, those places. But they're made out of glass, and they're kind of polished, round and pebbly, kind of oval shapes. And there's loads of different, well, there's a couple of different sizes. You can get really small ones there, if you see on the end of the bag, tiny ones and big ones. And I like them. I mean, the colours kind of suit the background. So I could probably pop them into the segments here after I poured my paint in, and they would really settle down into that paint. And that might look quite nice. And also, sorry, there's also a couple of colours for those. So some of these colours are quite nice for the backgrounds. If you look at the turquoise, and you've got the green, the kind of a light green, and then a dark blue navy kind of one, gems, and they're really nice and quite easily I could use, for example, oops, that's open. I could use two of these colours together, so I could put the turquoise in this segment, green in that, and then alternate. Okay, so there's those. So that's another possibility, putting those in. My only kind of reservations about it is that the pebbles are quite big, and because I didn't use a glue gun for the texture, I used actual texture paste. This kind of is not that prominent, you know, in terms of the lines, and some of these pebbles will actually look like they're taller than the lines, which might make it look a little bit odd. I mean, some people might like that, but I'm not sure I do. So there's those, they're pretty. I could use them. If I had a couple of versions of this, I would definitely do that with those, one of them. And then we've got lots of other things. So we had the dark blue as well. Oh, and we had pink. Sorry, I didn't show you this, but that's a nice colour. It kind of reflects some of the pinky purples we've got in here. So there's that. And then, okay, which glue will I use? Do you know, Sudha, I'm not actually going to use glue. I'm probably not going to use glue for this. I'm going to pour paint in and let the paint be the glue, if you know what I mean. I'm going to pour paint in and I'm going to add whatever embellishments I want on top of the paint and hope it doesn't sink. As long as I don't put too much paint in, it won't sink in, and hopefully we'll be able to wait till it dries and that paint will just literally glue it on for me. So that is the plan. Other things, let's have a quick look through these. So we've got these are glass beads. They're beautiful and they reflect the light, and you can see different colors in them. So you've got the blues. Let me open it up for you so you can see. So hopefully you can see how pretty these are. I love these glass roly-poly beads. Tanya Mudd actually introduced me to them, and you can get them in lots of different colours. They are gorgeous. Look at them shimmer. I popped them onto some of my other artwork, like my horse artwork. I'll show it to you actually, 1 second. So this is a painting I did before. And you can see that the glass roly-poly beads catch the light. It's not been resined yet, but it's got these gorgeous little glass beads and they reflect the light. So when you're standing in different parts of the room, they really twinkle. They are gorgeous. And obviously this horse was swiped, and these are glue lines and not texture paste. And yeah, I've got glitter in some of the mane as well, and silver paint as well as those glass roly-poly beads. I use glue to glue them on, and yeah, they're quite hard to handle when you're trying to create with them, because they tend to roll away from you and you're chasing them around the room. So yeah, so there's those. Other things are like these little silver beads. I've got lots of little different types of glitter. Okay, so you've got these little round glitter, which is the purple colour, is quite nice. That goes well with the background, the silver. And then we've got some of these. Oop, in the laptop. I really like these as well. These are crushed glass, and they're sort of transparent, translucent, I'd say. It's kind of white, translucent. They are gorgeous as well. And I think I really like these. I think I want it to be quite subtle, and not too protruding, so I quite like those. There's these which have got a little bit of pink and blue in them as well, so they're quite pretty. Pretty much the same thing, glass, crushed glass. Okay, they've been rolled so they're not sharp, so you can handle them. And then we've got lots of little bits of glitter. Maybe I'll put some of that in as well. We've got just the normal white glitter as well. And there's some blues here. Now I don't have much blue in the background. I've got little bits of blues, I guess, here and there. So you could use these as well. So you can see the different types, shapes, sizes of things you could use to embellish. You're quite spoilt for choice, trying to decide which would look the best. So I don't know if any of you have any preferences. Oh, before I forget, there's these, and I really did think about using these different coloured crushed glass. So you can see there's so many different colours. I popped them into a pill pot to keep them safe, but this pink is really nice, isn't it? And again, there's so many different colours of things we could use. There's a big pot of them here. If I can open that for you and show you. So again, these would be quite easy to put into the glue and watch it settle down, and really nice because they reflect the light as well. We've got all the different colours, so we can just use a combination of colours from the background maybe, and a neutral colour. So that's another possibility there. And then these are my roly-poly beads, are the ones I have got. Okay, so you can see lots of different colours here. Got even smaller ones. These are tiny, tiny ones, and they come in lots of different colours. Lid's off that one. Got this gorgeous green. I love that green. I don't know if you can see it there. What am I holding this to? Oh, okay, is that better? Yeah, I think the light's reflecting on that. So again, like I said, there's so many different things that we could use. I like these pink ones actually. I think they would look really nice. I might use them in some of the flowers. And yellow, this kind of vibrant or pink. So we've got those as well. So I'm pretty spoiled for choice, and I've been sitting here thinking, which one should I use? Hi Louise McKay-art, how are you doing, love? Happy Sunday. Great to have you here. I don't see if I've missed anyone else on the chat. Okay, cool. So yeah, so does anyone have any preferences, or shall I just go with what I think? Oh, before I forget, these ones. Look at these. They are beautiful. Look. And they are every colour in the background almost, and maybe one or two more. So we've got the purple, we've got the kind of the white pearlescent, we've got the kind of blues and the yellow. So it kind of really goes with the background. So I quite like those, and I'm really tempted, thinking maybe I should use. And before I forget, these two. And I think like I'm kind of gearing towards these colours. If you look at these are shell shards. Okay, you can get them from Amazon, Temu, from AliExpress, any one of those places, and you can get them in all different colours. But I really like this pink because it's got little bits of green reflecting, little bits of purple, and it's got really nice colours in it. And I just think it looks really well with the background, so we could pop some of them in. We've got the purple version as well. They're like quite smooth and easy to glue down. That one's got blues in it and really nice bright colours. They really shine. I really like actually this, these. I quite like these, and I'm kind of gearing towards those. Maybe not the roly-poly beads. These would be perfect, but they're a bit big and I'm not in the mood for smashing them up and popping them on. So I'm kind of like gearing towards those. I wonder if there's any preferences here. Beautiful coloured stones or crushed rocks. They are beautiful. Yeah, do you know how many people, every time I wear this top, everyone's like, oh my God, you're going to get paint on you. But actually, because we're not pouring exactly today, we're doing contained painting. And I'm going to be using a pipette probably. I'm not going to get it on my sleeve. And guess what? These are elasticated, so you can just pull them up and they stay up. They don't go back down. So I'm perfectly fine. Don't worry about my top. Having said that, a lot of my clothes, even my work clothes, are covered in paint, but I've stopped caring now. So, right, let's get on with it, guys. Okay, so you probably watch me, unless there's anyone in the chat who has a specific preference for something. I'm just going to go with it and just use my kind of like intuition to decide what to do. So there's a couple of different elements we need to think about. The first is, let's mix this up. Where is the spoon? The first is, shall we start with this side or should we start with this side? I think this side is a bit more complicated, and my plan was to use this white pearlescent paint we mixed up from Art yesterday. I might thin that down a bit more. And the pink that we mixed up, this was Rose or Rosé from TLP. Beautiful pinky colour. I'll mix it up and it gets a bit more paler. It's gorgeous. I wonder if that's enough actually. I might not even have enough paint. I might thin this down a bit more with some water. One sec. Pour some more water into it and mix it up. We do want it to be super thin. And I found yesterday when I poured it, it was actually not thin enough. It took a while to tilt that canvas up, and it really shouldn't have, I don't think. It took a long time, and I hadn't planned to use my entire life with just tilting, but it's because the paint wasn't thin enough. Okay, that's super thin now, and then maybe thin this one out. This is thick as well. Sorry, just knocking the camera off. So yeah, I'm trying to... Oh, I've already got some on there. Let's wipe that off. Tissue anywhere. Okay, so... bit more. Probably should have done this before I started, but you know when you never know you're actually when you're gonna do the live, it's just a bit hectic. I'm gonna hope that's thin enough, or maybe the same thickness as this. Oh, that's thinner. Maybe a bit more. Okay, I think there will be enough paint because obviously we're using the both pots for this. So, right, let's start with this side, shall we? Okay, and just see what happens. So, what shall we do is the question. Do we pour all white? Or do we pour the pink and the white? What do you guys think? We could pour all white on the left and put that pretty pink in this side. Any preferences? Just going to get my pipette ready while I See if there's any preferences. If not, we're going to start pouring. I am going to use a pipette, okay, to make it quick and easy, and also because I obviously need to hope it works with a pipette, this thick paint. And I'm just going to start pouring. Okay, pour. Let's start with this one, I think. So we're going to start squeezing it out. It's too thick. It's not even going anywhere. Yeah, that's too thick. Oh, goodness. I'll have to get another pipette and put some more water in there. Right. So when I pour into segments, I like it when it runs into each of the crevices by itself without much help. Just going to pop a bit more water in here. Definitely too thick. And this is our trial and error thing. A bit more water. A bit more runnier. Let's do it again. It's amazing how much time this type of stuff takes. So I'm probably gonna just put white up the top. Actually, it's just easier. I don't even need to use my my dotting tool to guide it. Now I popped that on. I wonder what it would look like if I added a little bit of this as well. We've got another pipette here. We've got some pink. Put some pink into the corners, why not? A lot of air here as well. So I'll do the first one slowly so we can see. I'm going to rush through the next ones then. Stay there. I've got my pipette, my dotting tool, sorry. There's a lot of air bubbles in here. I might blast it with a... There we go. Get rid of those bubbles. And we've got the pink now right into the corner. And I'm going to just sort of like maybe do that. Why not? I wonder if you can see if I need to zoom in closer. I think that's pretty. What do you guys think? So what I normally do is I wait until it's slightly drier. So I'm going to do that to a couple of them. Then I'm going to start putting the gems in, okay, the shell shards. So let's do it again. Okay, that was fun. Easy and quick. Look how quick that was with a pipette. It literally takes seconds. So we do that again. Let's pour some in here. Again, this one's probably thicker than the pink, actually. So I'm just going to use my pipette to guide it. And the paint, although it looks quite thick here, will dry flat, okay? So it tends to dry flatter than it looks. There we go. Now, blast it again. Those darn bubbles, because I simply just mixed it up just now. So I'm just going to make sure it's going right into the corner, and then a bit of why not? I guess that's nice. And again, before it dries, you can actually, just before it's very dry, you can go in and put these beautiful patterns in with your dotting tool as well. So I'm having fun doing these lives. It's like I said, it's just saves so much time when you have to, like, you don't have to edit them and stuff. So let's get some tissue. So we got that. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm not going to pop that in yet, but what my plan is to alternate these, maybe put pink and purple on the edges, so the corners of these butterfly segments or wing segments. So let's do the next one, and hopefully before we end the live, I will be able to pop some of those in to show you. Okay, so put my white in there, and then my pink in there. There we go. We don't need a lot. And my dotting tool helps it. Pop the bubble. Maybe not. Yep. Okay, I'm going to guide it in a corner. Then we're going to go round around in the pink and then just take it out. So if you want really obvious patterns, you can do it that way, but I quite like to blend it a bit more. We're going to have a quick look at the chat now and see if there's anyone with any questions or anything I missed, or any comments. Oh, bless you, Louise. If you have to go, that's fine. Thank you for joining, though. No, actually, so no, I didn't have to rush. I kind of overwent my time. I didn't realize the time. I should have set an alarm yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or day before yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, no, I don't. It wasn't a problem at all. I didn't have to rush at all. But these are those beautiful pink ones. I'm going to drop them on it. These are the beautiful pink ones, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to pop them in. Should we just do it? Right, okay, it would probably be easier with tweezers so I can control when I land them. But there we go. We're going to pop those in. And I'm going to try not to move them once they're on, because otherwise the paint will cover up the beauty of them. I wonder if I can find some tweezers somewhere around here. Goodness, where's the tweezer set? Maybe not in there. Okay, there's a tweezer set somewhere in here. I'll have to find it at some point. But you get the gist of it. I'm going to pop some more in. You can see me doing that. So I'll just bring it up to you so you can see it. Okay, so what we're doing is simply dropping these beautiful gemstones into that wet paint, and hopefully it will glue it on when it dries. They won't come off. And I'm going to just pop them on. Come on. Okay. Like that. Okay. Beautiful colours. And you can see that. I hope you can see that shining. Hold it up to the light. Hi there. We've got Art's Really Cool here. What is your real name? I'm trying to remember. I've got a terrible memory. Yes, it is a nature-inspired butterfly wing. It's actually a butterfly. But I did my first live where I'm actually making a painting properly. So this is part 3 where I'm embellishing this. So in part 1 I did the texture paste, and then I did the pour in the background, as you can see. And then now I'm simply embellishing it. Okay, so yeah, it's going okay. I mean, I'm not really used to doing lives, but I'm having some fun here. So I'm so glad you could join. You've done some really cool series. I've looked at your channel and I love your work. So thank you so much for joining in. Adrian and Corey, okay, just Adrian today. Okay, hi Adrian. Oh, brilliant! You've got a website coming up. That's cool. That's really cool. So I'm gonna pop some more pink in. So you're kind of getting the gist of this, right? I am simply just putting my colors into these segments that I created. Again, bubbles. Gone. Be gone, bubbles. So where's my dotting tool now? Drop everything here. So we've got my dotting tool. I'm just going to just move these colors into the white, this pink that we've got from TLP. And it's super fun and relaxing doing this, actually. It's just really, really relaxing. And you come up with something looking really beautiful. So that is the plan. I'm going to add more and more of these little stones into the edges. Okay. And hopefully they will glisten when this is done. When you're using a pipette, bubbles are a big problem. You're bound to create bubbles with it. It's just one of those unfortunate things. But like I said, you can just pop them with a torch. It's probably because it's slightly thick as well, really, so it's having trouble. There we go. That's enough. I guess you could just pour it in if you're a dab hand and your hands are very steady. You could just pour in the paint instead, using a small spoon or something. There you go. So many bubbles. Right, so let's try and do this. Hi Kat from Kat's Fluid Art Creations. How are you doing, sweetheart? Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're having a good weekend. Thank you all of you for joining me. It's really sweet. I am not very good at telling people in advance. I need to get better at doing that. And you probably just accidentally come across this live on YouTube. So thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. I'm still trying to hit my 4,000 watch hours actually, and I haven't done so. This really helps. So the more people I watch, it really, really helps my channel get to that goal I've been trying to get to, because obviously every day the 365 days ago the hours fall off as well. So how am I getting the ombre effect? Is it a wet white paint that you're blending the pink into? Yes. So at the beginning I showed you my paint. I added water to it. So this was the paint I mixed up in part 2 of the 3-part series I'm doing. The other part is on the channel as well if you want to have a look at that, Adrian. But this is just wet paint, and the paint that I use is Deco Art Extreme Sheen metallic paint and water. That's all it was, you know. I didn't add anything else to it. No, sorry, glue and water. Yeah, 70-30 glue and water with that as well. And then I had the TLP I mixed up. This was the Bloom recipe I used. So it's very, very fluid art. I've added a lot of water to it. So I'm adding wet and wet paint together to blend it. And if you have a look carefully, the white pearlescent paint is wet, and the pink rose TLP paint is wet as well. And I'm blending them, okay, to create these beautiful, gorgeous patterns. So I hope that answers your question. It's so super easy to blend wet on wet paint, obviously, with your dotting tool if you want to create a nice effect. So I'm just using a pipette to pour my paint into the segments and drag it up and make sure it's got full coverage, and a bit of the pink then to do the next bit. There we go, it's enough. And I'm going to do every single one of these segments like this, okay? So I might just do something different in a second, because you kind of get the gist, I think, of how I'm doing this. I'm hoping you can actually see, because I know my camera is quite high up on this stand. You should be able to hopefully see what I'm doing here, unless I'm covering it with my hand. Okay, so yeah, let's have a little show and tell up here. So this is what it's looking like close up, okay? And I guess if I wanted to, I could add some of these white crushed glass pieces as well, or translucent crushed glass pieces. And maybe I could sprinkle some on and see what it looks like. What do you guys think? I think I might do it on the in-between pieces, because I think that might look really cool. So I'm just sprinkling it onto the wet paint, okay? So it tends to, unless they're really big pieces, they don't sink, because I haven't got enough paint here for it to sink in and disappear, because what I don't want is that beautiful translucency and the reflection of the stones to be lost in the paint. So let me show you that. So I've just sprinkled it into the paint here. Hopefully you can see that, okay? So I'm going to do that with all the in-between sections. Another one here. Again, I can put glitter in, depends how blingy you want it really, okay? So if you want it super blingy, you can put more and more stuff in, like I said, you know. And let's put some more of these in here. There we go. Really nice pink here. There we go. So again, show you that again. So yeah, I'm liking it. It's looking good. I've got a few more segments to do, and I'll do that probably without you around. But I'm gonna put white in all the way around now. You know, the in-between area, which is across the edge of the wing. I'm gonna put white paint into that. This white, what should you call it? Pearlescent paint into all of that. So I'm just gonna do that now. It's gonna take a lot of paint. So maybe I'll just pour it in instead of using the pipette. 1 second. Let's just pour it in. And I'm going to do it in segments because what I need to do is make sure this paint goes right to the edge and it's got full coverage for the entire wing. So let's just keep pouring it. I hope I don't get any on the background there. You do need a steady hand, don't you? So actually I'm just going to pop a bit more here. And then I'm going to get my dotting tool. Where's that gone? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to guide this paint. I'll bring it up to you. Hopefully it won't tilt it. So I'm just guiding this paint into the crevices. And it's really easy, as you can see. You literally just poke into the edges and it follows you. So, ta-da! It's working really, really well. Fun and easy. And what's super cool about this is that you wait until it's almost kind of like semi-dry. And when it's semi-dry, you can actually go into this paint here with your dotting tool and create gorgeous patterns similar to the curls you see in here, but better. So I could wait until it's almost dry, go in with my dotting tool and do lots of swirls in it. Okay, so when it dries, you'll see those beautiful swirls as well as that kind of pearlescent look, that kind of shimmery pearlescent white look. Thank you, Sadar, for saying it looks beautiful. Yeah, I think the technique glue gun is a really easy way of trying out this technique. I say easy, but it does take a bit of work to figure out how best to lay lines with the hot glue. I've got lots of videos on my channel, Adrian, with hot glue art if you ever want to give it a go. And I think you'll have fun doing it. It is super fun. I've done loads of them. My friend taught me how to do it, told me about it because she does it a lot, but it was really fun and I've created lots of them. But I tend to use glue gun to create all of the textured art pieces. I've also used ready-made stencils from Pour Away Fluid Arts, who sell them, so you can get those if you're worried about creating your own kind of textured art stuff. And this one was different because I used a piping bag actually to do it. So I used a piping bag with my homemade texture recipe, which is in here. I found it at last. So you can see I've tied it up a bit. So this keeps really well if it's in an airtight container, and it's simply an icing bag, a throwaway disposable one. And I popped my texture paste in there and then piped along the edge of this butterfly to create the lines. So that's another way. There's so many different ways of creating texture art. It's crazy. The hot glue is really, really easy to use. Hi, Hazem Khalaf. Thank you for joining. Yeah, it is coming to life, isn't it? It's looking really good. I really like it. So what was supposed to go here? Oh yeah, some more of that white. Where's that gone? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to put a bit more of this white in here. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Perfect. That's looking cool. I like it. And you can put more on top if you want to. And then when it's dry, you just shake it off. So anything that's not in the paint will probably fall off, but most of it is sitting in the paint, so it'll stick. That's talking from experience. It does tend to stick really well, actually. So anything that shouldn't be there, you can just push underneath. So yeah, it's really coming to life now, and it's looking pretty. And when I put the pink into the flowers, it will just tie it all together, I think. I might need to go over it with a white Posca pen just to make sure those edges are all crisp and clear. Or what we could do is put gold leaf on the raised part, on the texture part. And I'm toying with that idea, is actually adding some gold to this. Or silver even, maybe silver would work. Maybe silver foil and using the foil adhesive. Okay, so we could do that as well. I'm thinking I want to do something more with this white here. I know it's pearlescent. I like it. I could put the patterns in, like I said, with a dotting tool, but maybe I should add something else. I'm trying to think now what I could do. Let me think. I don't want to overdo it, but we could add a bit of this. And this is really shiny glitter. I'm just wondering how I would control that to pop that in there. Or I could go over it afterwards with glue and just put hints of it everywhere, which might be a better idea. So yeah, so we're going to keep on keeping on. I'm going to add more of this. So we need some in here, in this big section here. And again, like I said, you don't have to use a pipette if you find it laborious. You can just use your spoon. So let's do that. Really easy, very quick. See how many sections I've already done. Easy. Can't really make mistakes either with white, you know. It doesn't really matter if you make a mistake and it overflows, because white is pretty much going in every segment anyway. So I'm just going to make sure it's in the corners, brought up along here, and then there, and here as well. Okay, that looks good. Let's get some pink in next. Pink everywhere. So let me see if I can steady my hands. One, two, three, 4, 5. Oops, too many bubbles. Need more paint. Suck that paint up and pop it down. Here we go. Okay, I think that's good. And let's just smooth it out. So in a corner first, all of them right in the corner. There we go. And perfect. They're done already. And then we're just going to just do our little line things. Beautiful. That's looking really good. So I'm just blending it really with the white and just transitioning the colour out, so it's not just a harsh pink line and a harsh white line meeting in the middle. Okay, did I put any white in there? No. Okay. Here we go. And once you get the hang of it, you can move quite fast actually, so it's quite easy enough to just do your squiggles. Perfect. Is there any more? Okay, we need a bit of white, so I'm just going to get some white on my dotting tool. Oops, and pour it in here. There you go. And then a bit more. Move that across. Where was the other one? Oh yeah, there. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, so that's so far, it's looking quite good. I've got a few more pink ones to pop in here. Pink stones. There we go. And then a couple more here. And let me just bring it up and show you again how it's looking. Hi, Hassan from the art room. Thank you, saying you're a big fan. We all love bling, you're right, Cat. We do, yep, why not? There was a time when I would have thrown everything into this. I would have just gone, oh, I love all of these different pieces, and I'll just chuck everything in. I think actually my very first mixed media piece I did on this channel was a seahorse. I didn't actually video it. I took loads of pictures at the time, and I just sort of stitched them up and put a video out with lots of stills. And I realized afterwards, looking at it, it's a beautiful seahorse, but I literally used every color I could find of crushed glass on it, because I really had no concept of like what colors go well together, what colors complement each other, what colors contrast. I didn't really think about stuff like that last stage because I was starting out, and those things just didn't cross my mind. So yeah, it was interesting. What do we need? We need some in here. Well, I do prefer to place these with a what do you call it? Tweezer, but I don't know where my tweezers are at the minute, so I'm just going to do it with my fingers. Tweezers are much faster. Ta-da! So a couple more rocks and things here, make it look really nice. And then some here for sure. Oops, it's kind of gone under the paint. This is why I'm kind of, my fingers are a bit clumsy. There we go. If you don't want to cover up that beauty of these stones with the paint that's already in there, you want them to sit on top, not kind of push them underneath like I just did. There we go. Ta-da! Let's get another piece. There we go. I'm conscious of the fact I'm running out of stones as well, because one of the things is when you run out of your materials and you've still got a few pieces to go, it's just super hard to save it then. So yeah, I think that's looking really cool. I quite like it. Let's pop that on there. I really like it. I'm going to pop some more of this translucent silver in as well. Okay, so I've got a few here to get up. Better paintbrush. Maybe pop them back in the paint. There we go. And then a few more here. And we're almost done for now. So what you can see is, you can see this coming along now. The only next bit I have to do is literally just pour the rest of that paint in, put some glitter around the edges when it's kind of drying, which I will do. And then do exactly the same as what you've seen me do in this live for the flowers. Okay, so for the flowers I'm using the same color scheme as everywhere else. I'll pop some into this tiny segment here. Pretty hard to get in some of these segments because they're so small. So next time I'll probably do a huge piece, you know, a massive butterfly rather than a tiny one like this. So I'm going to bring it up to you and show you again. There we go. And then let me show you. That's what it's looking like. You can see the top end of the wing is done. Okay. I am going to add glitter to the edges of this wing, like I said. And I might have his body either purple or blue. I'm not sure. One of these colours in the background I'll probably use to put in to the body part of it. And we've got lots of that colour left here. We've got that and that as well from before. Okay, so that's fine. Right, okay, so I'm gonna probably sign off now for my live and say bye to you all because I think I've done enough for today's live and it's looking really good. I'm really happy with it. So I hope you're happy with it. Thank you all for joining me and speak to you soon. Bye, Adrian. I know you have to leave and a couple of us have to leave, but I'm really happy. Good idea adding the white crushed glass. Thanks for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for coming. I know it's sudden. I'm gonna go and pick my daughter up from school. So I'll speak to you very soon. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Hazem. Thanks, Sudha, Kat, and everyone else who's here. Really appreciate you being here. Bye for now.